Alright, this is my compilation for CodeCool.net for the contest competition, and I'm going to work on VB Maps using the Google Maps framework that is provided by us in very easy steps. You're gonna love this tutorial. So, we're gonna start with the form, and I'm going to add a split container to make the form look really nice. A split container, and here I find it. And we're gonna move the split container and make it, instead of vertical, we're gonna make it horizontal. Just let me find that. Okay, orientation horizontal. Put in the first container 4 text boxes as following. Text box, and here it goes. So our first text box is going to be the street. I'm gonna get labels in a second. I'm gonna put the text boxes first. Okay, then I'm going to get a label, and I'm gonna move the label over here. So let me change the text for this. This is street, and this is state, and this is zip code. So what else? And I forgot city right there. Let me move this a little down. So city, street, city, and zip code. Let me change the text for this. So we got our text boxes ready. Now we need a command button. So we're gonna search for button. We're gonna put it here, and we're gonna put search map. Make the button looks just a little better. Search map right there. Okay, and we're gonna draw up a web browser right here in the down part of the container. So what are we gonna do? Let's double click on this and go to the source code where all the magic happens, and let's import in the beginning, before everything, the library that we're gonna need, which is the system.txt. Okay, so let me rename these just so I can know what I'm working on, and let's make this text street, and this is text city, and this is text state, which is kind of obvious, but just for clearance in the code so everything looks clear for everyone. And txt zip code. Perfect. Let's jump back to the code, and inside this we're going to make a try catch statement, and in the catch of the exception, what are we gonna do? We're gonna handle the exception as following: message box dot show ex dot message and dot toString, and we're gonna concatenate with that sorry about that. We're gonna put the title unable to get map. So that's so good so far. Now for the basics, we need the variable for street, dim street as string, and we need to fill that string with an empty string, string dot empty, and we're gonna need a variable for city as string equals string dot empty, and a variable for state and we need a variable for zip as so we set our variables, and we need a variable for the query that's gonna parse to the web browser. So let's name that query address a peaceful little query as new string. That's why we imported the string builder. That's why we imported the library over there. So everything is going fine, everything is pretty, it's just declaring variable, nothing so tricky till now. So query address, the variable that we declared, dot append this little string right there, this one that we can see when we go to Google Maps, maps.google.com/maps question mark q equals. So this is the part where the query starts, and we give it a standard so we can build on it. So this is right here. Right now we're gonna build the street part of the query. Till now everything looks very easy, there's nothing tricky about it. So if txt street dot text is not a string dot empty, so what do we do if the string was not empty? Then we take street and we put text street in it, and we replace the empty string, the spaces, with a plus sign, because of course you know that URLs does not have, you know, spaces usually. So, and we give the query address dot append street plus a column and another plus. So basically that's the first idea. This is how it's gonna go from here. So I'm gonna copy this and paste it and just change on it so I can speed up the process a little bit. So right here we're gonna build the city, and if text city.text equals whatever, then city equals whatever, and I'm gonna copy paste this. So this is the city part, and it's basically the same. We're done with the city, so let's go with the state, and we're gonna go for txt state dot text and the state variable. So it's kind of a repetition right here, as you can see. Basically easy stuff. The whole thing is easy till now. There's nothing so complicated about it. And the final thing, which is the zip code. So txt zip code, and I'm gonna change this and this, and zip. Perfect. So now that we're done with all of this, what do we need? We need to give the web browser, which is web browser 1 dot navigate to what? To the query address that we made all along, which is kind of obvious. .toString, of course. And basically I think that's it. You need internet connection for this to work, of course, because you're getting from maps.google.com. Let's run this and see what happens. So let's search for a city. Let's say New York, and hit the search map. The web browser down there, Control, is supposed to get us New York, which it obviously did, which is perfect. Let's try to do something else. State. My beautiful Ohio. Let's search for it and see what happens. And it got us Ohio. Perfect. Let's try a zip code. Or let's try something else. Let me try the street first. Let's say Liberty Street. You can make a combination of stuff, you know, it's gonna combine the query together. So you have a lot of, let's try Liberty Street, and the city is New York, and see what happens. Search map, and it's supposed to get us the Liberty Street of New York, which is perfect. I'm going to post the source code on CodeCool.net, and I hope you benefited from the video. Please ask as many questions as you want in the thread, rate 5 stars, and subscribe to the CodeCool.net channel. And thank you.